Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is that I see you have this like lightning bolt that, it doesn't feel like it has that 3D in it anymore. And it might be because of the way that you,
Brighten it.
brightened it maybe. So let's see, there's the brighten. Yeah. You also have it transparent. It has linear dodge, right? So if you want, I would stay away from doing all these like funky little effects. I see what's happening. You also use difference with the
cloud.
cloud. Yeah, difference is just like a corny effect. I would stay away from that. If you're trying to make this have more of a look to it, what you probably want to do is you probably want to first, it probably wants to come before on top of the lightning bolt, right? So that definitely needs to come on top of it,
Oh.
right? That's one. And then the next thing is that this needs to have more of the bolt kind of color to it. I could see you have a lot of overlays with some of this. This has an overlay as well, right? If you want that to go behind it, then you probably should put that behind it. There you go. And so now this cloud needs to have more of that light that is like the way that this lightning bolt is. So then you could just go, okay, I'm going to put maybe some hue and saturation on this cloud. I'm going to saturate it with maybe more blue at the bottom of the cloud. Let's see if I can get it. That looks like purple. There's a little blue. My daughter's crying, sorry.
That's okay.
So let's try a different, oh, there we go. We got something right there. Okay, so now in this one, I can like mask this out, right? Fill it with black, and then I can paint with white, which is bringing it back, right? I want a nice soft brush. So I'm gonna get it big. I'm gonna get it soft, 0% hardness. And then I'm gonna put it just down at the bottom, right?
Yeah.
And so now that helps to kind of blend it a little bit, right? And you want to do the same with other things like over here. This one over here, it seems like it's just kind of sitting there. Well, you might even like bring more of that image that of that circle that that was there. So you could even go over here to the cloud and say, all right, well, now I'm gonna erase part of that. Oops, I always do that. Am I in there? Yeah. There we go. So there we go. That's there. Same with up here. Maybe we want it to be more like that.
Okay.
Bring that in because those things are kind of cool. And then I'll use a middle brush and I will just mask that out. There we go. That's better. So then you also have this rough waters, right? Which are really cool. And this lightning that's coming all around it. I would like to even see more lightning in here too, in this middle part. So what you have in here, find another lightning and put it in here. I'd like to see more in there because it's like lightning everywhere, right?
Okay.
And then, yeah, I like that. And then this wave that's happening is really kind of interesting, but I wish that the wave was much deeper. So let's look at the wave real quick. Where is the wave? It's right here. Ocean, right. Here's the ocean. Okay, so here's the ocean. How much of this is still here? Do you still have a lot more? Oh yeah, there's a lot more there. I like that.
Yeah, I was able to I used two of the images that you gave me and combined them, like getting rid of that calm water and replacing and putting a more wavy one.
So let's do this. Let's go to edit. I like that you do that. And let's go to scale and let's skew this a little. Although we're always like, don't skew it. Well, for this particular one, we want this kind of like intense wave, one that goes up, because this lightning bolt comes down, and when it comes down, it brings your eye down here, right? So I'm
Yeah.
almost thinking like the wave needs to be even like lower so that it really goes into the lightning, or the lightning needs to be pushed up. So let's try both. Let's try leaving that there
Mm-hmm.
and moving the lightning up. Maybe the lightning is too high. Now I like it when it's down. Get it more towards the middle. So, but at least like the wave kind of comes up and over, and you can even skew it a little bit more too. There is options under edit, transform. There is other types of options like distort. So now with distort, oops, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, I need to go to the wave. This is the wave. In distort, you can go to distort, you can click on one point and you can bring one side up a little bit more than the other.
I see.
If you wanted to, you can, it's because with the wave, it's okay to kind of do distorting, whereas if it was an image and you saw a face, then maybe you couldn't do that. And then the other thing too is oh, what is that? Later, it's telling me a little effect. Under edit, under image transform, where is it again? Okay, image, edit, transform. There's all these other things like warp. Warp is another thing that it's like kind of like 3D in some way. You just grab little pieces and you can warp things a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, I see.
So I can bring this up a little bit more. I can bring this up a little bit more, and then I can bring this down a little more. So I have like this extreme like wave now. And warping is kind of cool because it takes it and allows you, and this reminds you a little bit of 3D in the sense because it's like a wireframe, right? Where you're kind of playing around with different portions of the wireframe. And then you apply, and then you have this more extreme wave. I'm going to save this as another name real quick. Because I usually don't, I usually have a duplicate of it so we can see what it was before and after, but I didn't do that this time around. But so you could see the wave is really subtle there, and then here the wave is more extreme, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a storm and you want it to be more extreme, right? So
Mm-hmm.
just using the warping, using the skewing option, you're really making it more. Now you still have to clean up all this other stuff that I moved around, right? But
Yeah.
at least you could see like it's drastic, right? And then I would,
More wavy one.
so let's do this. Let's go to edit. I like that you do that. And let's go to scale and let's skew this a little. Although we're always like, don't skew it. Well, for this particular one, we want this kind of like intense wave, one that goes up, because this lightning bolt comes down, and when it comes down, it brings your eye down here, right? So I'm
Yeah.
almost thinking like the wave needs to be even like lower so that it really goes into the lightning, or the lightning needs to be pushed up. So let's try both. Let's try leaving that there
Mm-hmm.
and moving the lightning up. Maybe the lightning is too high. Now I like it when it's down. Get it more towards the middle. So, but at least like the wave kind of comes up and over, and you can even skew it a little bit more too. There is options under edit, transform. There is other types of options like distort. So now with distort, oops, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, I need to go to the wave. This is the wave. In distort, you can go to distort, you can click on one point and you can bring one side up a little bit more than the other.
I see.
If you wanted to, you can, it's because with the wave, it's okay to kind of do distorting, whereas if it was an image and you saw a face, then maybe you couldn't do that. And then the other thing too is oh, what is that? Later, it's telling me a little effect. Under edit, under image transform, where is it again? Okay, image, edit, transform. There's all these other things like warp. Warp is another thing that it's like kind of like 3D in some way. You just grab little pieces and you can warp things a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, I see.
So I can bring this up a little bit more. I can bring this up a little bit more, and then I can bring this down a little more. So I have like this extreme like wave now. And warping is kind of cool because it takes it and allows you, and this reminds you a little bit of 3D in the sense because it's like a wireframe, right? Where you're kind
Mhm.
of playing around with different portions of the wireframe. And then you apply, and then you have this more extreme wave. I'm going to save this as another name real quick. Because I usually don't, I usually have a duplicate of it so we could see what it was before and after, but I didn't do that this time around. But so there's, you could see the wave is really subtle there, and then here the wave is more extreme, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a storm and you want it to be more extreme, right? So
Mhm.
just using the warping, using the skewing option, you're really making it more. Now you still have to clean up all this other stuff that I moved around, right? But
Yeah.
at least you could see like it's drastic, right? And then I would
Yeah.
want to see also, Rodger, I would want you to get more stormy at the top here too, because this is a storm. This is lightning everywhere. So getting your background, you have your sky already right here, maybe doing some more adjustment layers on that sky and really playing around with, there's curves. That's another thing to experiment with where you can get kind of make it like even more stormy, right? And of course, if you did do that, you can still go into your layers and you can mask that out and just, mask certain parts of it out. Like I can still go in here and be like, I still need all of that, right? But I want to keep that kind of darkness that's on the top. And so that's just like in curves, right? I
Mhm.
made it like darker. And then you could do the same with the cloud too. You can play around with that to go to curves. Oh, curves, there it is. And make that cloud really kind of stormy and dark, but then go back to layers and then just, mask out all this stuff and just keep the top portion of the cloud really stormy. So now that kind of changed it and made it a little bit darker. I don't think I want that one.
I'll be back. I think someone's knocking at the door.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I'm back.
Okay. All right. So we have a little bit more that we did, right? I did adjustments for that, but you could see like how this one is real, not too stormy, and then just by adding darkness around it, and I just like kind of made it, skewed it a little bit and stormed it up. So you could take this and you could use the exact same one. I'll upload it for you and you can work on it, or you can go in and do additional stuff. I also see that I made a mistake here where this part right here is not meeting, so you might have to, work on that,
Yep.
bring that up or something, or bring the cloud down a little bit. But overall, it looks really good. You just have to clean up those little parts. Once you clean up the one drum, then just go back and repeat it again. Make sure that these are all aligned up. I think you should stay with the colors that were already there
The
because that is
original color.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
maybe even what colors are these? Are these also original, like red and blue and
No,
stuff.
I did the whole hue, vibration, coloring thing. So those are not the original colors. If
Okay,
you,
but I would think you would want primary colors because that's usually what you see when you do games, right?
yeah,
You usually see like red, yellow, green, blue, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I would keep those because I think it's kind of interesting and cool, if
okay,
you relate to it. And then just work on the composite of everything else.
yeah.
And then one last thing before I have you go is I also think you might want to consider a glow around this ring that's here. So I want to show you how you can do that. Okay.
Okay.
So there is an option of glow, but I don't like to use the outer glow option. I actually like to use drop shadow with a glow effect because for some reason the glow doesn't really work for me, but everybody does things differently. I'm sure it'll work for other people. Let's find
The
where
ring.
this is. There it is. It's right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like you don't have a mask on it. Oh, darn. So it looks like you cut it out. You erased it. I
That's
need the actual one. Yeah. Which I think I have. I might still have.
I
So
don't know
let me,
what happened when I tried to like do the whole use the a mask. What was it? Select mask thing. I don't know why. But it just keeps going. For some reason, it just takes all of it. Like
right.
everything I try to, but every time the smallest thing I try to do, it just. So yeah,
Yeah. So let me find it. There.
maybe because it's a ping.
Okay. So it shouldn't matter. So let's bring this in. I'm gonna bring this in. Okay, so here it is. And you sized it down. I don't know why the shift is not working for this. Okay. There we go. Shift. So let's get that in there. The nice thing is that as a ping, it already had it selected, and we're really fortunate to not have to sit and select that. you
Oh,
know,
so that's why it was so hard to like select it.
yeah. So
Mhm.
it's already masked out, so you don't have to worry about that. So the next thing is so you have your ring, and you want to make it kind of have this like glow around it, right? And the other thing too is you can even change the color real quick. You can even change the color of this lightning to be more of a um, kind of goldish color if you want. If you don't want it to be blue, just I was just thinking about that when I was looking at it. Before I go into the glow section, you can go into hue and saturation, and then you could just move this around and it'll allow you to like change the overall tone and color of it. And so you
Okay.
could see, okay, now I'm getting it more like yellow. If you wanted it to be more gold, you can do that kind of thing.
Okay.
Totally up to you. Either way, it'll work, but I'll take that out. But just so you know, hue and saturation will help it. So, all right. So the thing we want is I want to show you how you can put a glow on this. Down at the bottom is this little thing called effects, and there's this option that says outer glow. So you
Uh,
can go to the outer glow, and it says screen here. And when you're in the outer glow, as you pull the spread out and the size, you'll start to see, there it is. It's starting to make this glow that's happening around it,
yeah, I see.
right? So what I don't like about is that it's never seems to, yeah, that's a little better. But yeah, I guess it's controlling it. But it's also it's white, and I want it to be more of gold. So this little color picker here, you click on it, and then you can come over here and you can pick out a color, within your screen. So if you notice, I have a color picker right here, and I'm picking like color tone. So now I'm picking that color tone, and maybe I even want it to be more yellow. So and you could see how it's starting to glow around here that's in yellow.
Yes.
So the spread is what makes it nice and soft. Not the spread, the size is what makes it nice and soft. The spread makes it bigger. So I don't want very much spread because I just want it to be soft. See, I always have problems with this, and I always do drop shadow instead, but we'll try it this way. So, so this actually creates, and it's a little effect down here, and it creates this kind of glow around it now, right? Which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. And so you could do that with, let's duplicate this. I wonder if I can duplicate it again. Could I? No, I guess I have to do it again. But let's duplicate the whole entire thing and just hide it for a moment. Let's try it with blue, since everything is blue in here. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. It has like this blue glow to it. I want it to be more whitish blue. So it could be any one of these. It could be this one, or it could be that one, you know. And what I like to do sometimes too is I like to use, I have so many duplicates of it because I'm just trying different ones out. I actually like to use the drop shadow, but it's not any different. I just think it's more dynamic when you use the drop shadow because it's not like uniform. So here we have the drop shadow, and I can do the distance, and I can, you know, the size is really big. I have more control over it is what I like about it. So this is the drop shadow one. This is the regular glow one. You know, you can try it out and see, but, and it does, and it helps because you can even do that with any of these. Like I can go to effects, I can go to drop shadow now, I can grab the color that I want. Maybe I want it to be that color, which is that, because that's middle part. Oh, that's cool, right? Look at that. Oh, I love it. I get so excited at these things. So that color is there, and then I can like, okay, maybe not too, maybe the opacity is a little bit more, right? So this is without the glow, this is with the glow, right? Because
Yeah.
it's light, right? And then you could do the same with any one of these drums too, where you can even make darker parts around it. So where's the drums? Here's the drums. So let's say this is the one that you, where's the one we were fixing? I think it was this X one. All right. So you could put a drop shadow on here, not with that glow, but just a regular, you know, black, right? And with the drop shadow now for this, you're actually just making it pop a little bit. See, it's kind of popping.
Yeah.
And it's also creating that kind of shadow that's in the button too.
Yeah.
So you see that?
Yeah.
It's really kind of making it more three-dimensional, and then you can just like soften it. So I know you got to get going, right? So everybody has like to eat and stuff like that. But so I'll post this, but you can even see it even covers up some imperfections too, which is kind of cool. See, now you have this little shadow, and now it just like pops a little bit more. So those small little things can really unify it and really make it stand out. Okay?